I'm going to drop a couple bombs on the FD channel right now.
It's very flattering that people are calling us the West Coast National. I don't think we're there yet.
Who are you rolling with?
I am rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
We are rolling with FD.
I feel like I see less patience in the hobby today. And I want to get your thoughts on that. When you hear of the large dollar amounts now around PMGs, what do you think?
What it takes for someone to spend that much money on any card.
Fanatics did something tonight I had never heard about. They have a lottery.
We got you on the lot.
Oh my goodness, we're both on the line.
Hey, Nick, you got to let me know who you're rolling with.
I'm rolling with FD.
Hey, Tony and Oz, who you rolling with? And y'all,
You know we rolling with FD, baby.
hey, Renee, who you rolling with?
Rolling with FD.
I don't think that the fact that they did Be Friends and Jackass is going to have any impact on how they treat sports cards.
So I asked you FD since we're rolling with FD.
Let's roll, man. What's up?
I never would have thought a little piece of cardboard would change my life the way it has in the last 4 years.
And the hobby is alive and well.
Alive and doing very well.
Alive and well.
You got to let people know who you rolling.
I'm rolling with FD.
Who you rolling?
I'm rolling with FD.
So go, Bird.
I'm rolling with FD.
You got to let the people know who you're rolling with, man.
Well, obviously I'm rolling with FD.
What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Internet is back working tonight. I know if you were on with JD and I last night, we experienced all kind of problems. But that's what happens when, you're at the hands of the internet. But at least we're back on tonight. And I have a person on tonight that I've wanted to talk to for a while on this show. I've talked to him at shows when I see him. He lives in the Bay Area, comes down to LA. He's also been nice enough to join some lives in the community and express his viewpoints on stuff. And I really want to have Prizms and Things on tonight. This is going to be a great conversation.
How you doing, FD?
Good.
Doing well, man. Looking forward.
What's going on with you?
Doing good, man, and just enjoying the holiday season. And, we got that point of the year where it's just NFL, NBA, and, I'm just enjoying both,
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Exactly.
We were just talking before we got on. We got Golden State on with New Orleans tonight. No
Right.
starters from Golden State but Looney. And Looney only played a few minutes here. And now you got Moody, Poole, Green, Jermichael Green. Who else is out here? Minga's out here and Lamb.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Get the next generation running. And they're down right now by 21. They were just down by 16. That's cool.
FD. I know they needed to break the starters and everything, but they really need to beef up the win column on the road and, take every win that you could possibly get to improve that road record,
True.
So, if they were ahead and they had a winning record, I'd say, hey, yeah, fine, take out the starters. But they just won their first.
They won their first game
last night. So I understand the back-to-backs for Klay Thompson and giving him the rest, but I think Steph should have been out there and just they need to make a statement in terms of getting this back on track. I know it's a long season.
I think Kerr has the idea that it's going to get greater later. It's all good.
It's all good. Okay.
It's going to be okay.
We'll see. I think defensively, though, they got some issues. The offense I'm not worried about, but defensively, allowing 130 points.
70 in the first half is almost every night.
Exactly, right.
Almost every night. And the games that they've won recently, they've held the opponents like 62, 65. But that's still high.
That's still high, though. It's still high. So I don't know. If they were to revisit and start playing with, let's say, for instance, if Boston were to start playing a series with them right now, I don't think they could deal with Boston right now. What do you think?
You may be true. That may be the truth. But that's why we on this 82 thing. We ain't on 15.
Okay.
82.
Okay. That's true. True indeed.
Also, we got to see, can Tatum get through a whole season? Can Jaylen Brown get through a whole season without being hurt? And what's going to be the chemistry of that team when they get to the playoffs? Now, Tatum came out about his business beginning of this year.
Oh, yeah. He came out averaging 30.3 a game. So he's like, in the top 5 right now? So he's on fire. He's definitely on fire. So,
but we're watching a league where you got like 10, 11 people averaging 30 points a game.
yeah, that's true. And SGA is one of them. He's one of them.
JD talks about SGA all the time.
Right.
I just want to see, can he get through the whole season doing what he's doing?
I think he can. It's just looking at SGA. He started 2018, averaging 10.8 points per game. Okay, progressively every year he's added to his PPG about 5 points per game every year, adding right up. He went from 10.8 to like 19, and then 19 to like 23.7, 23.7 to 24.7. Now he's at 31 PPG. So he's making a statement.
Let me ask you one question.
Okay.
You're absolutely right on his points per game. Have you ever seen a defensive highlight from SGA?
Okay, I'm going to answer the SGA question. I have seen some defensive highlights of him. He gets the steals. He fills up the stat sheet. I've
never seen a defensive highlight from him.
Okay, well, I'll say this though.
He's definitely a scorer.
I don't see any defensive highlights from Steph. Not a lot. I mean, I posted one.
Did you watch last night? Did you watch the game last night?
What did he do?
Steph played defense well. He had 15 assists last night. I think he knew that
15 assists, yeah.
He had 15 assists last night. One shy of his career high.
Steph's not the two-way player. He's the greatest shooter ever, but we don't get harped on for Steph for like his defensive for not being defensive.
Accept that this man has 2 weaknesses. Let me ask you this question: Who played better defense in the finals last year? Marcus Smart, who was Defensive Player of the Year, or Steph Curry? I'm gonna go the career route. Marcus Smart is a better overall defensive player than Steph. Any day of the week. He's also
any day of the week.
Offensive liability. This is why they went out and got a point guard.
No, I think Marcus Smart is a shorter version of Draymond Green because he does the little things. First of all, he's their enforcer. He plays on the defensive end of the floor. He can score. He can shoot the rock from beyond the arc. So he's a little bit of everything, but he's that mean enforcer for the Celtics, and he's the spirit of the Celtics. But he's coming out of the backcourt. You see what I'm saying? So Marcus Smart, there's intangibles about him, just like the Warriors have intangibles with Draymond. Okay, so he might not.
Smart is shooting.
What is he doing?
Marcus Smart is shooting 29% from the 3, right? Shooting 29% from the 3.
Okay, that's fine. But he does other things that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That in terms of leadership, in terms of defense. So he's not a 3-point shooter by any chance. He's not nowhere near the area of 40% free throw percentage like a Steph or a Clay. But there's some other players that are in that neighborhood that are pretty good too. FD. Desmond Bain, 45%. There are other players that are really great at the 3-point.
Bain's a good player. Desmond Bain gets all the respect. He's a good player.
Okay.
I mean, let's go through some. I got an interesting comment here. Loco, who's also in the Bay Area, Says it's Prizmsnthings related to Prism God, maybe cousin.
No, but I've been to his last two shows. His two shows, Culture Collision and great shows. I'm looking forward to the next one in
You go to
January.
January, right?
Yeah, I'm going in January. Yeah, so that's a great event. I enjoy it. He puts on an excellent show. I got to give it to him. Shout out to Raphael.
Yeah, shout out to PL. Loco says not fair to the fans in New Orleans that the Stars didn't play tonight. Well, low management. I mean, LeBron made this very popular. Yeah, you got low management, man. Right? You got to sit out. You got to chill a little bit.
I think Kawhi kind
night.
of. I think Kawhi kind of started that too. Wow.
He did start that. Kawhi
Yeah.
What's up with Kawhi? Is he gonna be okay this year?
FD. I think his injury. I think they're not sharing enough about what's really going on there because he comes on. He said he's starting and he starts 20 minutes and he's not looking like himself. And then they pull him back and then they sit him for the next two games. I know he's getting back from an surgery and whatnot, but it doesn't look good. Look at Jamal Murray. Look at Jamal Murray. He's coming back from injury too, and he's getting closer to a 25 to 30 PPG, not PPG, minutes per game. So something's wrong with Kawhi, and they're not saying. So it doesn't look good.
I heard the other day someone say real briefly that he's still experiencing some swelling, which may be very normal. Like, I don't know what Klay Thompson went through. Klay Thompson may have been experiencing some swelling, and we didn't hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's a lot to be jumping and bounding after serious surgery on your body.
Serious surgery, yeah. So we'll give him some time and see how that comes up. So I wish the best for him. He's an awesome player, awesome two-way player. I think he's got the Warriors number, but hey, you might not agree.
Well, I think Kawhi has a lot of people's number. I think the way Kawhi plays defense and the way he plays offense and his mid-range, he's a problem.
Mm-hmm. He's a problem, a mid-range problem.
He's played some of the best defense you will see in the finals on LeBron.
Exactly.
He is a different kind of player. I mean, the block that he had with Toronto, he's just a different kind of player.
Oh man, he's great, man. Great. I mean, they don't call him the Claw for no reason. So, he gets out there and he does stuff.
Reverend says, Reverend, thanks for being here. Tatum has a lot to prove considering how Boston failed the last couple of years. He does have a lot to prove.
I agree with that because he talk about Kobe and mentioning Kobe and this and that.
I didn't understand that. What was that?
and to
with
not
the
show up
and everything. What was that?
So yeah, that was a bad look. So he needs to come back with a vengeance this year and show and prove when it counts. You can come in with the 30 PPG, but what matters is when those playoffs come, be able to start your legacy, because that's what the playoffs is about. That's what everybody remembers, So I heard
a story when Tatum was at Duke, is that he comes in at halftime. I forgot what game it was, and Coach K is in his butt.
Uh-huh.
Coach K comes in the locker room, takes off his suit jacket, and throws it at Tatum. And he asks Tatum, "What do I have to do to get you started? Like, to get you upset, to get you mean, make you want to go?" Right. So Tatum said after that interaction, some curse words were used, that he kind of got peed off. So he comes out the second half, he balls out. I think he in the game with 28, 29 points.
Uh-huh.
But that's who I think Jason Tatum is. I think it takes a lot to just get him going.
Get him going, right? He has a laid back persona. He's just, his personality is relaxed, but he's got to hit the switch, man. He's got the tools. He has all the tools. He has all the talent. He needs to realize and connect with the moment. And that's the whole thing. He's 24 years old now, so he's young. He's got time, and I think he will be a problem. So I think between him and Luca is going to be a 1-2 punch in
I know
determining
you're a big guy. Yeah.
who's going to take the torch in the league. So I think it's him or Luca. To tell you the truth, they both are problems.
They are both problems. Luka can play. I still think that Luka holds the ball too much, but it seems like this year he's working on that. I've watched quite a few Dallas Mavericks games. It looks like he's working.
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, and to tell you the truth, he has so many average players surrounding him that he has to be involved with every play because of his IQ. He's involved in an assist. He's involved in a rebound. He's involved in positioning where players need to be. So at the same time, he's running the offense. So it's like I've seen the last game where he just took a night off and they left it with Spencer Dinwiddie, and they're playing against Houston, and the lowest team in defensive and efficiency, I think, and they couldn't pull it out. They couldn't win. So
Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie is not. He's not that guy. Like, he's not going to lead that team, even if Luka's out. That's not his ball game.
So what I'd say is this: I think he can win I think he can win a title. FD. He has the time to do it. There's going to be other. I think he needs additional all-star caliber.
He needs a lot of
players. He needs additional all-star, at least 2 all-star caliber players that could play without the ball. Okay, that's the important thing. That could play without the ball. I think if he had like a Klay Thompson, Klay plays without the ball. Klay doesn't need to give 8 dribbles to drop 2 points. He can do it without that. So
it's hard to find.
It's hard to find him though. It's hard to find him. That's the whole deal. So I felt like, hey, why can't they get like Bradley Beal out of Washington? Bradley's just in Washington every year with his loyalty, and he's not getting anywhere. So
he got loyal to that $200 million.
Yeah.
That's what he got loyal.
Yeah.
But he'll stay in DC to the there is no NBA if he's picking up that $223 million.
Yeah, I guess so. But you need to at some point you want to go get a title.
I would hope. I would think. I don't know. I'm under the rationale. I don't know if every player is motivated by winning. I think some players are motivated by financial stability, generational wealth, taking care of their family. They're not really worried about. Bradley Beal can ball. I mean, we all know that. I don't think anybody's questioning that.
Yeah. No way.
Will he have a hand? I think he's just signed up this last offseason for not doing that. I think it's good. It's just like every ownership is not trying to win a championship.
I guess.
It's like when Atlanta goes out and signs Murray. They're not trying to win a championship. They just want to keep people interested. Keep people watching.
Well,
trying to win no championship.
I think he makes them more competitive. I think DeJounte Murray is a dog. He gets out there and he's aggressive, and he's the personality that he's that personality guy for the team. I think.
I agree with all that. I agree with everything you just said. But will they win something? No.
I think so.
Because now Trey can get the ball out of his hand and kind of move around. Probably going to have less contact because Murray is the one driving. So it helps Trey out.
It helps Trey out.
And if there's a national televised game, at least it's interesting.
Yeah, and plus he also brings the defensive aspect to it because he's a better defensive player than Trey. Trey's a defensive liability. So, I think he adds a lot to that backcourt. It's just they still need help. They're looking at John Collins. They're talking. He's in trade talks right now. So
they need to move John Collins. They need to get John Collins up out of it. Who they get for him? We'll see. But Loco makes a point here. He says I get hung up on defense. SGA has figured things out. But he says FD gets hung up on defense. But Loco, You know that defense is half of this game. That's 50% what we're talking about right there. You can't just play one side. Now, I believe in the NBA today, offense is what, like we just talked about. That's like 9 or 10 players averaging almost 30 minutes a game.
Right.
Offense is what drives things. But you're not going to win a championship unless you're playing defense.
Exactly. And that's why I keep going back to with Boston, because they've got that defense. And I think they got a potent 1-2 punch with Tatum and Brown, and they got that defense on top of it. So they just need to figure things out.
You think Boston can go back to the finals?
I think.
Now you got
here's what I'd
you
say.
got Milwaukee over there. Who else is balling up? You got the 76ers over there.
Yeah. I think they'll probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals against Milwaukee. I feel that Milwaukee gets back Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, and they're all healthy. That's a tough team to stop. So they beat Milwaukee last year with injured Chris Middleton was out. Okay, but if you got the three of them at their peak and in peak health, I think it's going to be a tough one. It's going to go 7, and somebody is going to go to the finals. I think Boston can pull it off, but if that Milwaukee team is healthy, I think they'll just stop at the Eastern Conference Finals. But if one player is out on Milwaukee, I think Boston has a shot.
I agree. So now, when you go to coaching collision, are you going to be playing basketball? Because Loco says he's playing basketball.
No, I think I'll sign up. I'll go do it. I can definitely go do that and do it.
You got some game now? You got some game?
Yeah, I played in high school. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I definitely could hold my own.
All right. Good with the left and the right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I can see that.
I saw you doing something at Del Mar. Not the last one, but
shoot, missing free throws. Man, it was horrible. It was horrible.
You and Alex had a competition. I was like, wow.
Man, Alex was sinking shots. I was hitting everywhere else but the rim.
Yeah.
It was good though. It was funny about life where I can think back on playing basketball a lot and being decent at basketball, but now it's like, man, you pick up a ball and start shooting, you start overthinking stuff. I can see how these guys out here, you would think it's their livelihood, they would get it done. But I can see how people start overthinking stuff. What's the release on the ball? What's my follow through? Am I getting my legs in this shot? You start thinking into that. And then before you know it, you're not doing anything. And that's what you saw at Delta.
I got you. Yeah.
Coco says Jamal Murray looks good. He looks quick. Klay Thompson looks like steps off. What I've seen with Jamal Murray looks well. They're also taking the time to rest him when they need to. I don't think he played last night, unless I'm wrong. I know Denver won against Dallas, but I don't know if Jamal Murray played.
No, he didn't play last night. So Bones Highland, remember that name, y'all. Bones Highland.
You like Bones too, huh?
I sure do.
I know last night with JD. Yeah, JD was talking about Bones a lot. He's definitely a slasher.
Yeah, he's a slasher, but he's a good 3-point shooter too. Watch him a lot of his highlights.
He is.
Good shooter.
He is a good shooter.
Yeah, so he dropped like 29 points in the win last night. But even when he's off the bench, I look at his points per minute, because sometimes they only give him like 18 to 20 minutes, and he still drops 24, 27.
Yep.
So he's there, man. He's there.
Now for Loco, what I have noticed, I've seen some defensive highlights from Bones Highland. He can play defense.
He can play D2. Right. Exactly. So
you got to.
What did he say? He can
guard big guys in the post. So.
Okay. All right, Loco.
Check him out, man.
Yeah.
Make sure when you dunk on him that we get that on video.
Oh, okay then. I remember that.
So MPJ, I think highly of MPJ. I just hope he can be healthy. It's rare that you can see a 6'10" guy with those kind of handles that can shoot the three.
Yeah, he has a great jump shot, beautiful
Yeah.
jump shot. My thing with MPJ, and it's been the last two games, has been, Jokic is in COVID protocol. Jamal Murray's not playing. What happened? You know, we're expecting like 30 and 10. I was expecting something for him to break out.
But
So
now MPJ is a come off the screen kind of guy, post up in the corner. Like he's not creating the shot to dribble. Very rarely. So I
very
don't see
rare.
him scoring like that.
Mhm.
If somebody else is penetrating and kicking out to him and he's open, then he'll start stroking. But you got to have those big names in there. You got to have Murray, the Joker in there to get him to going
I
because
think.
I don't very rarely see him creating something.
Yeah, I think Jokic draws the double team and then he can kick out to MPJ, and that's his style. That's what he wants to do.
That's what he
Yeah.
does.
So he's definitely a talented player. I think on the defensive side, that's always been his Achilles heel. Yeah, he's okay on that. I think he can drop.
I don't text. There's so many players are getting hurt. So many are. I just wonder why sometimes. I always wonder because I've known football players. I know a lot of guys in the NBA, but I've known guys in the NFL didn't do too much in the offseason. You would think they're out running. You watch these tapes of Walter Payton and Jerry Rice. People are not doing that.
Watch more
People are
film than
in the
anything.
middle of the dance floor at the club or something. They're not doing that.
Yeah.
So then when they come out and go to practice or they're in a game, you see a hamstring pull. You see, like I even looked at Dame Lillard tweaking his calf. Like, was Dame running and practicing and doing stuff in the offseason? Just don't know.
Yeah, some of these guys too in the leading up, with training camp and whatnot, and some of them they don't go through the motions, they don't play in the preseason games as much or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a lot of them just.
So another comment here though that I've thought about. So when I was playing ball and stuff, man, we were high tops all the time. Just to have extra ankle support. But I watch centers that's out here wearing low tops. Like everybody I see on this court right now, I'm watching the game. Everybody has low tops on.
Wow.
I don't know if that has something to do with ankle problems or turning ankles or what. I don't know. When we play football, you're taping
You're taped up.
your ankle. Yeah, you're taping.
No.
I would think these guys out here taping ankles, right?
They tape up. They most certainly do. It's just I don't know. A lot of it depends on the type of player too. Some of these players that cut through the lanes and they're high flyers, and you land on someone else's foot. That's a problem. So situational.
So let's flip the script here. Right?
Go
let's
ahead.
learn more about Prizmsnthings.
Okay.
Walk us through how you started collecting, what made you interested in the hobby, what was the influence there, and what you started collecting first.
Okay. Well, it's with my sophomore year in university. So I was going to school at Andrews University in Michigan, and I would go to a lot of the Bulls games. So I got to see a lot of battles with MJ and Penny, MJ and Starks, and I started collecting then with just basketball. So I got into upper deck die cuts, Topps Chrome, Flair Showcase. I really got into Flair for the Flair Hot Numbers from Michael Jordan. That's a card that I love. It's a nice card. So Upper Deck SP, all of those types of things. Skybox. So I would start collecting the singles and the rare inserts and have them in sleeves, and I'd keep them in a binder. I have them to this day, a lot of them. So some of them I need to go grade at, to tell you the truth. But I started there from like in the late '90s, starting to put those together, and it was all basketball. Started as it progressed, I would get into a little bit of football, uh, quarterbacks, things of that nature, and I started with wide receivers and then quarterbacks, and for now I'm just with just quarterbacks, and utilizing quarterbacks for my collection. So that's how it started. Throughout that span of time, it's been off and on, off and on. But for the last, I'd say like 4 years, I've been on it. Uh, I had a peak in like 2009 where I started picking up Steph Curry because I thought there was something special about Steph. So I started picking up a lot of his Topps Chromes at singles and rookie cards and whatnot, and would keep them in sleeves and so on and so forth. So throughout the years I'd started, I've always done it, and then I'll take breaks and not
we all
pick up anything. We all do, you know.
Mhm.
So that's how that goes. But now,
It's
you know,
interesting that in 2009, you were looking for Steph and not Blake Griffin.
I picked up some Blake too. I
I
picked
know
up
a
Blake,
lot
but,
of people have Blake. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and I had Blake, I had Drew Holiday, and Steph, and I picked up I wish I picked up more Steph, but those
We
three
all
right there was just, yeah. Blake, I had a considerable amount,
Mhm.
but you know how that
Everybody
went.
did. Man. That guy
You
dunking on
know,
people out of Oklahoma. Yeah.
I don't, right. But Steph, you know, definitely stood the test of time. You know, to see how the level that he's at right now, legendary status, is amazing. To
It
see the
is.
whole thing.
Totally.
That's the thing,
So
and
you
that's the
went. So
thing.
you said you went to Andrews University. What part of Michigan is that? Because I used to live in Detroit.
Berrien Springs, Southwest Michigan.
So how far is that away from Detroit?
It is about 3 hours from Detroit. It's about an hour and a half from Chicago.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah,
have about Grand Rapids, right?
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, that's where I was.
How'd you like your time in Michigan, man?
Man, you know, it was cool. It's just the winters are brutal.
When it was rough.
You know,
Oh.
rough in terms of like going to class and whatnot. They wouldn't stop class until the snow is above your kneecaps.
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
so
And I went
in
to
that.
college in Missouri, and it was the same way. I tell people that out here, like, I remember going to high school one time. We got like 8, 10 inches of snow. And I remember
Right.
going to high school, and when I got there, because back in the day, they used to tell you around the bottom of the screen. You get up in
Uh-huh.
the morning, you just look at like a draft pick. You're like, man, am I going today? So I didn't see anything. So I went to school. When I got there, they told me there was no school. But I can remember a day we got like 6 inches of snow. We still had school.
Oh man. And FD, we were like Berrien Springs is like right next to the lake, so you get that lake effect snow. Yeah, I'm telling you. So going with the seasons, it's like you'd have winter and then you would jump right into summer. It was like no spring, you know. But other than that though, I enjoyed the Midwest. Going to Taste of Chicago. I
Oh
would go there
yeah.
when I could, you know.
Oh yeah.
Giordano's deep dish
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You
like,
became a Chicagoan, man. You naming some
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I get out there whenever, as much as I can, So
Very cool.
I like the Midwest,
I know you were talking about quarterbacks earlier.
right?
I'm gonna throw some names out to you. I'm gonna throw some names out that were probably hot at the beginning of the football season when
Okay.
people were jumping in buying cars. So when I say Trevor Lawrence, what comes to your mind?
Trevor Lawrence. You gotta. He's got a completion percentage of about 65.2%. Got about 89.7 QBR. I'd say he's an average to good quarterback. With QBs
Totally
and
agree. Totally
you know
agree.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yep.
So with QBs, you gotta give them 3 years or so to see what they turn into, and I think he's gonna be average to good quarterback. Yeah.
You know, his last game at Clemson, I feel like that's all he needs to see. The way he kind of folded up.
Right.
Just didn't
I
seem
don't know. It doesn't. So again, I don't want to call it too soon, but that's what I see about him. We give them another year or so. Usually in the third year, or the fourth, they show who they are, and that's it. Okay. And so with Trevor Lawrence, I think he'll be average to good. It's about it.
What do you think of Zach Wilson?
Oh no.
What do you have
Wilson.
yesterday? How many yards did he have? 70 yards passing?
Yeah, 70 yards passing.
At one point, they gained on 4 plays like 2-point-something inches.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got his QBR is on the lower side, and I think his completion percentage is around 50 something. So Zach Wilson, again, we're gonna have to give him that 3-year period, I think, to see what he can do and how he can develop. But right now, no, I don't think he's. I think he's average at best.
Brett agrees with you on 3 years. Make a break of a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 years, totally. You know, you go back to history and look at Tom Brady. You know, Tom was very.
He was a game manager.
Game manager, right? You see what I'm saying? And then in the 4th year, then he started to break out, and then he started like killing stuff. You know, so yeah.
So this is a comment here. Gators Rock, Tim T says Lawrence lost a lot of money because of BTC. He has more stuff on his mind. What's BTC? Am I missing something?
BTC, he has more stuff on his mind.
Gators Rock. You gotta let me know what that is.
What is BTC? So FD, you asked about some other quarterbacks too that were there. You know,
let's go through some. Mills for Texas.
Oh, he's awful. Right now, Mills is leading the league in interceptions. So he's got it leading the league in interceptions, and his completion percentage is in the high 50s. So that's awful. He's just not taking care of business. Yeah.
What about my man Pickett out of Pittsburgh? In Pittsburgh,
Kenny Pickett. He's about Pickett. I gotta give him that 3 years. It's premature, but his completion percentage again is it's there. It's in the low 60s, I think. But yeah, he's not taking care of the ball. So it's gonna give
one
him.
thing he does is he's a quarterback that was just our receiver now. Before the snap, eyes someone down and take his 3-4 step drop and throw the ball.
Right. And yeah, he needs further development. He has a good weapon in the Pickens, the wide receiver. But he's got some talent. He's really got some talent. But yeah, Pickett needs some development time. And
I'm gonna hit you with somebody that's well beyond 3 years. Dak Prescott. Because my equation on Dak Prescott that I said before is you take the number of teams in the league, 32, you divide by 4. Add 2. Start with Dak is.
Dak Prescott. Dak is good. He's above average. His completion percentage is in the mid to high 60s. So he has a great offensive line, so he doesn't get sacked a lot.
Yep.
So but I don't think Dak is great per se. Last year when they were typical thing, they were in the wild card and they lost to the Niners. Niners is a great defense and whatnot, but every year Dallas has talked about it being America's team, whatnot, and they talk about Dak. he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's the guy that could get into the playoffs and make some noise and add to a legacy. I think he's a good quarterback, but it's just he has the weapons. He has CD Lamb, but I think losing Amari Cooper was a big hit. CD has his problem with drops and whatnot, but
I don't think CD is the number one recruit. He might be wide receiver too.
No. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he's a good quarterback. I'll leave him at that. I don't think he's very good, but he's a good quarterback. So, yeah. After he got that ankle injury 2 seasons ago, and he came back, he came out playing well, but right now, I think their defense is phenomenal. Though their defense is elite. They really took care of the Vikings yesterday in terms of that defense. So that he could probably game manage his way to a to a title, but I doubt it. If he were to face a Mahomes or a Josh Allen, and they go blow for blow, I don't think he could keep up.
I agree. So just going back to Gator's comment, he's talking about Bitcoin.
Oh, okay, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is on his mind.
Got it. Yeah.
Loco asks a question here. Do either of you think Kaepernick can come in the league and help a team like Carolina, for example? I don't think Colin Kaepernick will ever play in the NFL again. I don't know if he really wants to. I don't see that.
I've seen him do tryouts, independent tryouts and whatnot, but I think he can come out and play, but there's nothing like game shape. You could work out all you want and whatnot, but there's nothing like being in game shape. And if he were to come and help Carolina, they're as a backup and reclaim a role, that'd be cool. But I think at this point, a lot of teams are gun shy in terms of what's going to come with having Kaepernick on the team in terms of the whole political aspect. So a lot of teams are just like, hey, okay, we don't want to deal with what comes with it. So I don't know.
I agree with you. I just don't think we're seeing. So I got a question here for you, right? There's a comment here about Ant-Man. What do you think of Ant-Man as a player?
I think Ant-Man has the world of talent.
The hobby league.
His personality is what sells. His personality and his talent is what really attracts people in the hobby. And I think he has a lot of potential. He's only 20 years old. He can shoot from deep. He's athletic. My only thing, I think he's a great prospect in terms of collectability. However, I didn't like what I saw on highlights the other night, where he was standing and watching a play with both hands on the hip. You saw it, right? And I was just like, what's up with that? What is that? So I think he has some maturing to do, but once he matures and he develops, I don't think anyone could stop him. So
I'm wondering why though, Loco, why are you so hung up on defense? Don't worry about him playing defense. Why are you so hung up on that, man? Let that guy shoot, score, run the court, man. Eat Popeye's chicken afterwards. Eat McDonald's. It's all good. Man.
All good.
Yeah, but I agree. I think Ant-Man is a offensive talent. We'll just see how he develops. I always go back to when I start thinking about these players that are very offensively minded. I think back to a guy named Carmelo Anthony. And when Carmelo came out, he was shooting. He was fine. But he didn't play a shred of defense.
Not at all. Yeah, that was Melo's thing. Yeah,
and throughout his career, I will say about him, he has been consistent. He played with Allen Iverson. He's played with a bunch of people. He's not playing any defense.
Back when Melo used to play with the Knicks FD, I would watch it and it'd be he drop like 26 and lose by 26. You know, and
that's because of always called Melo. He may score 26, but what did he give up on the defensive end? Probably gave up 19.
Right.
So
Exactly.
He's scored 7 points that night.
Right. So that was Melo's thing, you know. So, do you think he'll be a Hall of Famer, FD?
Oh yeah, he's 9th all time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all time. Yeah. He's top 75. He'll be out. Yeah. He'll be a Hall of Fame.
Top 75. Yeah, no doubt.
Might take a little bit, but he'll get there before he's an older man. He'll get there.
Yeah, he will. But just to go back to Ant-Man a little bit, doesn't he remind you a little bit of well, and I hope he's not like this guy, but
I want to hear this.
I'll go back to history, okay? And the guy played for the same Minnesota team, J.R. Ryder. Athletic.
I can see that. I think he's a little taller than Ryder. I can see that.
You can see that, right?
I didn't know you was on that player. I can see that.
Yeah. And the maturity aspect, you know, but they had the world. They got the world of talent, but I just hope he just is able to develop and just hit it head on, you know?
I hope so too, man. When you talk about J.R. Ryder, just think about how his career went.
Oh man.
I mean, he could have been so much. Now I don't know. I don't know if he's Mitch Richmond now.
No.
I don't know if he's Mitch Richmond.
I don't think so. No.
About that.
Mitch,
young Mitch Richmond. I don't know about that.
No, Mitch was Mitch had that. Mitch was strong. He had that ground game, below the rim game, and he could shoot the rock.
Played excellent defense.
Played excellent defense. So
excellent defense.
Yeah,
I had a chance in LA to meet him in person, talk to him for a little bit. He's taller than I thought he was. Like Mitch Richmond is a good 6'5".
Like a good 6'5". He's 6'5", right? 6'5", 225, right about there. Yeah. But
very
that part of Run TMC.
Yeah, man. Shaq and Kobe got him a ring. Yeah.
Oh man.
We're gonna get talking about Mitch.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, Mitch was really good, man.
I mean, when him and Jordan played, they would go at it.
Oh man. Yeah, that's true. That's a big deal.
Local stepping up for J.R. Ryder, East Bay Funk Dunk. Huh.
Okay. Yeah.
So now, what about Jimmy G? Jimmy G is playing tonight. Let me see what the score is.
Okay.
What do you think of this guy?
Jimmy G is a game. He has a high QBR. His QBR is about 100. Completion percentage is up there too, but Jimmy G, he'll find a way to lose a game. He'll find a way to lose a game. Yeah, I think he's a health risk at any given moment as far as staying healthy. He's a game manager. I think he's not. If he runs into again, my litmus test is when he runs into a quarterback that can light up the stat sheet, like a Mahomes or facing an Allen or whomever it is. And he did face Mahomes in the Super Bowl, but he's not the quarterback that can keep up in a shootout. And he's not. He's a check down type of guy, and check down and 20 yards. I think he's like a little better version of Alex Smith.
I can see that.
You see that? Okay. Yeah.
So I don't text. I think let me check out this Minnesota game here.
Minnesota come back in the third.
Yeah, they're up 80 to 72 right now in Miami Heat. Let's see here. Edwards has 14 points. Towns has 24. Okay.
What's his name has been saying is what they've been saying about Ant-Man 2 is that he's upset that Rudy Gobert keeps clogging up the lane. So, and he can't get
That's
his
what Rudy Gobert is going to do.
yeah, you know. So
Yeah, I hope he knows that. And they would
I
have
hope he
signed
knows
the
that.
guy. Two things I
Right.
thought about Rudy Gobert. He's going to clog up the lane when they signed him. And
Yeah.
now Cat has to play small forwards on defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think Cat can play Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and several others on defense.
On
Just don't
defense.
see it.
Nah. Yeah, he's 6'4", 6'5" at the most, you know, so yeah. Coming up with a 6'9" Paul George that can dribble and shoot, you know. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, I don't take much. When will the Knicks ever have a franchise player? I think when they have new ownership.
You know, I think they paid. I don't know. I think they paid too much for Brunson. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about Jalen Brunson, FD?
I think he's a decent player. He
You think
shoots
he
a high
is?
percentage. He usually takes care of the ball. I think he's a
Okay.
decent player. I always ask myself when they sign him, can he take the spotlight of New York?
Okay.
Because he will be scrutinized.
Right. Exactly.
He's not just playing with Luka down in Dallas.
Right.
He will be scrutinized. So can he
will be
take that?
scrutinized. Exactly.
He had a game the other day against Golden State. He did not have a good game. But that's just one game.
No, he did not. He did not. I like a lot of Kentucky players, and I like Emmanuel Quickly. I think Quickly. I feel like Quickly ought to start, but I don't know. They've started to put
Well,
in
he's been starting the last couple of games. They put Derrick Rose on the bench for Quickly.
For Quickly, right? Yeah. So you know, I think they're starting. They've been starting Cam Reddish the past 3 games or so, and he had some good games here and there. You know, so they sat down the other starting shooting guard. So um, we'll see how it goes with the Knicks, man. Julius Randle is still their best player that like it looks right now. You know,
And that's a sad statement.
but
When you say Julius
it's the
Randle,
truth. So you know, so
bad statement, man.
bad statement.
Wow.
I'm just saying, but RJ Barrett is like, you know, he could fill it up one night, and next night he's like
I
12
think he's always
points.
listen, man.
Fill it up next night, you know. So I don't know. I think too he has to compensate defensively with Jalen Brunson being in the backcourt too, because Jalen is a smaller. He's like 6'1", you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a defensive liability, and you know, RJ has to pick up the slack defensively too, but. I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, totally.
Armin. His Lakers looking better with LeBron sitting. I know it sounds crazy, but the stats show it. What's your thoughts there, sir?
Well, it looks like a fact. It looks like a fact. If they're doing better, they look like they're doing better. AD started the stat sheet.
LeBron holds the ball. When he gets his hits on that ball's not going anywhere.
I'd say this though: if it was LeBron in his prime, none of this would be happening. But you know, I think a lot of this is happening with age. I went to the game. I went to the game last week with the Clippers, and he filled up the stat sheet. But he's not. LeBron isn't making that impact to win games anymore. It's like he can still score, he can still fill up the stat sheet, but the winning aspect and controlling that, I think that part of it is kind of gone right now at 37. You know, so we'll see. But I think at this point, with the supporting cast that he has, he's just maintaining his career stats and trying to pass Kareem.
Oh, it's all about passing Kareem right now.
Yeah,
it's about nothing else. It's just passing Kareem.
Yeah. So
hopefully he can do that. Hopefully he's not out too much longer. But I know when you start getting a growing pool, man, early in the season.
Yeah, that's a tough
he's
one.
already went through this a couple of years ago.
Right. That's before before they won the title the following year. But
he tried to come back. He got worse.
Yeah. His best
and
bet
these
would
are the
be
kind of injuries that take out legendary players. These little nagging things, these things that
Mhm.
just won't go away. But I agree with you on LeBron. This stuff wouldn't have happened early in his career. LeBron's played a lot of basketball.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and you can
exactly.
tell when he's reaching, like his feet
Yeah,
aren't moving. He's kind of
no,
reaching.
no. And I've seen him take worse teams through the playoffs to the finals. You remember, his first year, he went to the finals with the Spurs,
Yeah.
prime LeBron. I mean, that team was rough, and then
Yeah.
he did it by himself. So now I don't think he has that capability to put a team on his shoulders anymore, and that's what we're seeing.
Well, that's a
So
question here by Anthony Davis. What do you think about AD? I say he's not going to play 50 games this year.
think so. Yeah, I
I
think
could be
AD will hang in there. We never know where an injury is going to happen with AD because he can fill up the stat sheet on the court, then go back to cooking his kitchen and
slip
tear his
off,
ACL.
turn to get something out the
So,
refrigerator and wrench his back. But
yeah.
he did have a good game last night. I got to give him props.
Filled
He
it
had a
up.
good game.
Filled it up. Yeah, totally.
He has the
They-
ability, man. I just don't. I don't know if his body is made for. He always looks off balance to me when he's
you
doing
know,
stuff. So when he jumps and lands, it's like he's off balance.
I see him going for an alley oop and he dunks and then he's holding his back. So I'm not sure if he spends the amount of money on his body that LeBron does, or
I don't know.
they need to talk to the same people.
What's another thing I think about Desmond Bain? Desmond Bain has had chronic back issues.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that.
That's the only thing about him. Like, he can play basketball. There's no question. He shoots the three. He plays defense. Desmond Bain can give it all to you, but I just don't know how long he's going to play. Hopefully, he plays for a long time.
I mean, I'll give him the pass on youth that he could possibly recover and get back on track. And
But
because
when Jaw's out, it becomes a Desmond Bain show.
oh yeah, he's the number two scorer on that squad, and then after that is Triple J. But yeah, I think if Memphis is going to make any noise, Bain has to be Bain, and Bain has to be involved with that offensively. Ja definitely can't. I mean, he can, but I think with Bain, that 1-2 punch is critical.
I agree. I think it's going to be a long career for Ja if he keeps doing what he's doing. Oh, but let me say this: it's going to be a short career for Ja if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Ja, I'll say this, FD. Ja is a high impact player, and he's a high impact player, and the way he plays is high risk. And I think as he ages, he needs to develop more skill sets of low impact plays, consistent mid range, consistent 3-pointer. Keep him guessing. You still can
He's
maintain
getting better at it. He's getting better at it, but it seems like he falls back in games to what he likes doing. But he has shown a 3-point shot that's pretty consistent. He's shown a little mid-range jumper that he'll step in sometimes and hit. But he just loves taking that ball to the cup and trying to dunk on somebody or some kind of reverse off glass. He loves doing that. And a lot of times that comes with some contact and a way you're hitting the ground, maybe a little bit off balance.
And he's a slight guy. He's not like a muscular Steph. Steph beefed up. So so
they said tonight, they said Kerr asked Curry, how much weight have you gained since your rookie year? And he said I put on 15 pounds.
Yeah, because I could see it. I could see it with Steph. Steph moves around a lot, and if he gets contact, he can still sustain his shot and follow through. So
did we talk about? Have we talked about before? I think we have. Steph top 10 or not all time? Did we talk about this? Did we speak on this?
Oh man, yeah, we did, FD, and I don't know about if it's a top 10 FD, they gotta be two-way players. That's my thing. I feel. Let me say this: Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, and he has 4 titles. Okay, fine. If we're talking about top 10, I'm talking about players that play on both ends of the play on both ends of the ball, defensively and offensively. So if you're going to give me MVP, you got to have me go ahead with some defensive titles. Jordan had that. Kobe had that. Tim Duncan had that.
You do know LeBron has never been Defensive Player of the Year, right? You do know this, right?
He's what?
He's never been Defensive Player of the Year. You are aware of this, correct? Mike Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year and scoring leader the same year.
Oh my goodness!
You are aware of this, correct?
Oh my goodness! I think LeBron is more of a defensive threat. Prime LeBron now. Prime LeBron is more of a defensive threat than Steph Curry.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I got to mess with you. I agree with that. I had you worried.
I'd say Steph. I'll give Steph a number 11. 11 to right.
Really?
11
that's
to 15.
LeBron. I
know that's your point for LeBron. Yeah. So I'll give Steph 11. Right there. Right at 11, But I give Steph his respect though. But he's a smaller guy, but for a smaller guy, that's to me, Steph is people say point guard. I think Steph is a 6'3" shooting guard. That's a monster. Okay. I'd say now that
people say that. It's the same thing about Ja. Like, is Ja really a point guard?
Yeah. That's true too. That's true too. Okay. So when I think
but
point
the game
guard,
has changed though. Like we grew up, point guards did certain things. Jason Kidd, Stockton, Magic Johnson, they did certain things. They were facilitators. They set people up, made things easier.
Right.
Ran the court. Steph just took that point guard position just to a different level. It's unorthodox what he does and how he does it compared to what we see or what we grew up watching.
Yeah. No doubt.
But I have a comment here that I cannot skip. There are two. Loco said, FD, we want to comment on James Wiseman. Is the G League good for his career? I think the G League is good for his career. He had 1911 last night. It's going to help him work on Going to help him work on some stuff. What Golden State is asking him to do. Now, I've looked at this. I've analyzed this. They're asking him to be a pick and roll guy, a rebounder, and play defense. And the flow of all that, you score. Like, you don't score outside of that. You're a young guy. You're trying to make your way. They asked him to do just what they asked JaMychal Green to do right now. That's it. And JaMychal Green is scoring in the flow of what's going down. And I think when you look at Wiseman, he has to get tighter on his screens. Like, he has to set harder screens, and he's got to roll off of that with a sense of urgency of going to the cup. Sometimes he does that. Sometimes he does not. I'm a critic. I want people out there to know. I watch these players, even when I buy their cars. Like, I'm watching them to see what they do well and what they don't do well. I just don't say, oh, I'm behind that guy and he's good by me. No. Wiseman has to learn to do certain things within that system. And we should know. I've challenged myself this year to watch a lot of teams I don't usually watch. Like, I'm watching Atlanta. I'm watching the Pelicans. I watch the Knicks. Golden State runs an intricate system. You got to do certain things. It's almost like a tightly wound watch. When you take the face off and you the mechanisms inside, that's Golden State. You see a lot of teams play iso ball, one-on-one ball. That's not Golden State. Golden State is about moving the ball all around, and if somebody takes an open shot, because that's the offense, and that ball motion will create separation and you being open. Not you saying clear out. I'm about to take Prizmsnthings one-on-one. No, that's not what we do here. So when you start out, just like Steph, Draymond, and Clay, you got to get into that system and learn the system. All those guys were on the bench behind somebody. I remember when Monte Ellis was playing in front of Clay. I remember when Lee was playing in front of Draymond Green. So Wiseman has to learn, Kuminga too, and Moody, that if I'm going to play in this system and get more minutes, these are things I have to do.
True indeed. And the other question too, FD, is are they the right type of players to play that system?
That's a
Does
question
James
I've
Wa-
asked myself. I've asked myself
Yeah,
that question.
you
I've
know,
asked myself.
so does
Like for
Wiseman have that
Wiseman is an
motor?
offensive. He's an offensive guy. Is he the
Yeah,
right player? Somebody else made a good comment. I think it's do not text. I mean, or he said here, centers don't fit in that well in that Warrior system.
with the Warrior system.
JaVale McGee played well. I'm
Mhm.
trying to think of what center they had. They've had 2 or 3 centers, but they were not offensive players.
Yeah,
They
I
played
think.
well in that system, playing defense, rotating, things like that. They weren't offensive threats.
Right. I think Looney is probably the best one I've seen play in that system like that. You know, that's
But
about
look
it.
where Looney came from. Looney came out of UCLA and was in street clothes for the first finals that he was in.
Mhm.
And then after that, he was coming off the bench.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, that system, I think, is so hard that you have to learn the system.
To
First,
learn
you
it.
got to get your. Looney told a story the other day. I watch interviews all the time, right? He did an interview
Uh-huh.
earlier this season. And he said when he first signed with Golden State out of UCLA, he's sitting in the cafeteria eating. And he said that Iguodala comes in. Iguodala looks at him and says, no
Yeah.
introduction. And says, man, what the hell are you eating? Looney said he had tacos on his plate, some French fries. He's like, dude, that's not going to get you through an 82-game season, bro. You got to cut all that out. And Looney said he thought to himself, he didn't say it, but he said he thought, I got here eating like this. I'll be all right. Then he said he went and played a few practices in a couple of games and was like, nah, I got to change.
Yeah, he ran out. He could. Yeah. There's nothing to sustain him. Yeah.
So I think
Exactly.
that's the kind of system they're running. Like I would love to see a meter of how much Steph is running in a game.
Oh man,
He's running.
Steph is like
running. He's never tired.
Steph is like Reggie Miller.
Yeah, man.
Running off script,
Reggie Miller,
constantly in motion.
Constantly moving.
Yeah.
Constantly moving.
Rip Hamilton, same way. I think Ray Allen is like that too. But
Ray Allen as well.
Ray Allen as
and
well.
Ray Allen was keen on his diet and what he had going on. Just
Keen.
always.
Yeah.
You never saw Ray Allen out of shape.
Yeah, Ray Allen doesn't get the hobby love, but I really like Ray Allen, man. He kept his body in shape. I think he can come out of retirement right now and be a benefit, be an asset. So
see, I don't take says we'll take Wiseman over in Charlotte. You could take Plumlee. See what I'm talking about? But you know what I would say, people? Wiseman would do better in a different system team.
Maybe
might be a reality. But what I do think, like I looked at Laurie, who just came from Cleveland, who's now in Utah.
Laurie Marketing,
yes. And when it was in Chicago, they asked him to do something totally different.
Yeah. Laurie is filling up the stat sheet there in Utah. And their record is showing that they're like what the first or second seed in the West right now. Yeah. Utah. Yeah. He's doing it. He's doing work. Again, it can very well be the system, but you just got to have that opportunity. And plus,
I believe Prizmsnthings going to end up working with the Golden State Warriors. I believe that.
You think so? Okay. My thing about that, FD, is how much of an impact is he going to make when he's with a team where you have a first, second, and third options. You got Steph as the first option. I think Wiggins is the second option now, and then Clay is the third option. Okay,
yeah, that's right. That is
so then my thing about that is well, how much of an impact can Wiseman make with those options that are already laid out? If he were to go to another team, maybe we could see more of his arsenal and see what he can do.
I think he would up front. And I think that's what's hard for Moody, Wiseman, and Kuminga. You look around the league, you see guys their same age scoring 25 points here, 12 points there. They got a full reign on the court. And these guys are in a system.
Okay.
Now, the system works because you're playing with guys who have 4 rings.
Now tell me this. Tell me this, FD. If, let's say, Joel Embiid retired tomorrow, and let's say Wiseman were to be the starting center for Philly, do you think it's on?
I think he's
I think he's
scoring. Blocking shots. I think he's rebounding. I think Wiseman, and probably in a different system, could instantly be a double-double person. And I'm not talking about just 10 and 10. I think he could be 15 and up, 12 and up a night.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, in this system, it's almost like you send your kids to school, and they're like, "Man, I gotta come home and do chores. I gotta vacuum. I gotta do all this. Wash the dish." Well, I just talked to my friend. My friend playing video games all night. That's what this is. You are in a particular system.
Yeah.
You gotta get in that system. You're not playing free reign. Like I saw Wiseman the other night in the G League. You know, Wiseman is the youngest person in Golden State Warriors history to score 25 points in a game. His rookie year before he got hurt. He had 3 threes. He had 3 threes in that game. He's not shooting 3 threes in this system right now.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't think so. No, because they don't
only
play.
Way that can happen is if they say, you know what, our core is getting older, and we're going to tweak this system to let our power forward and our centers have more of a role along with Steph. That's the only way that you'll see that guy popping out and shooting the 3. Other than that, he's down in the paint. He's picking and rolling all night. And and I watch the 76ers, Joel Embiid runs a lot of pick and roll.
Yeah. So, you know, my thing with Wiseman is, you know, if he were and he did have the opportunity to become a first option on a team, what is he going to do? And that's my question about that. And for me, for that to validate, you know, his ability, I'm sure he's talented. I'd like to see him where they peel the layers off in terms of the first, second, and third option, and he's the number 1, and he has other people under him. Let's see what he does.
Okay, that's true. Now, I don't disagree with I don't text it. He said he could do okay, but he's ready. He needs to get tougher and stronger. I think Wiseman overthinks stuff on the court. He said something yesterday in his post-game G League interview about having fun and not thinking too much. Because I can remember, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I can remember when I first started playing football in college. Like college football is not like high school football. You know, it's another class. It's almost a job, and it's about precision and timing, and the game is much faster. So I can remember coming on the field and the quarterback calling the play, and I'm thinking about this play all the way up to the line in my stance to the point where I almost will forget the snap count. Like if he says so on 2, I'm overthinking things. I'm thinking too much.
Exactly.
And I had some coaches pull me to the side and say, you got to become more reactionary and not like I could pull on the play and I'm going out and a corner comes up. Let's say it's like some freak blitz or something. The corner comes up. In my mind, what I've learned, I'm not blocking the corner. But I had to learn that anybody that crosses my face, I'm blocking them. I got to react to what's going on in front of me. I see him sometimes playing, and it seems like he doesn't really know where to screen at. Like he's
where
like,
to screen at?
Do I screen here? Do I move over here? You'll see him moving around. Then you'll see him go to the cup hesitantly off the screen instead of busting ass to the cup. He's hesitating. Like, okay, am I in the right spot? It just seems like thinking too much. But then you'll see some plays where he just lets his physicalness just take over. He'll take off on a guy and dunk or try to dunk. See him go up like he went up against Butler with the Miami Heat and blocked the shot. Like Wiseman's way above the rim.
Yeah.
Well, it has to come in time. If it's going to come.
It has to come in time. So, you know, he's had the injury. He's had some time out, you know. So, again, give him that 3 years, or he's up another year or so. Hopefully, once they bring him back from the G League and see how it works out and pans out. But
I'm gonna tell you this though. Golden State is not going to win a championship if Wiseman doesn't work.
Yeah,
it's not happening. You can't go back to the well. Last year they went to the playoffs weak in the middle.
Look, they made some bad decisions on the bench. Getting rid of Otto Porter, getting rid of Gary Payton.
Gary Payton was like
Gary Payton. man, I don't know.
They didn't want to play him $12 million.
Yeah.
They went on that Eberman show.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That bench is not gonna. That bench is weak right now, and I don't think that's championship caliber. You know, Steph is amazing. He's world class, but I think Clay has taken a step back. He's averaging 14.7 points per game now, from averaging 19 and a half, and he's took a step back. And he's Clay. Prime Clay was a two-way player. Oh man,
Yeah, he was.
it'd have been lights out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I don't know what type of trades are going to happen by the trade that deadline and whoever they can pick up.
I think they got.
Yeah, they got. You know what, FD? The only thing that's going to bring them back to a title is bringing KD back. What do you think?
You think so? You know, KD is never winning another.
Yeah, KD is a baller, but KD lacks leadership and whatnot. I don't think he's.
That post-game press conference when they fired Nash, Kerr kind of said, "I know what Nash is going through."
Okay.
Like when KD was there, man, you know that whole thing with Draymond. Supposedly KD demanded an apology from Draymond in front of the team, and Kerr and them didn't do anything. They had him and Draymond kind of settle it out on their own.
Okay. Wow.
And this is why KD wanted to leave. He said he didn't believe in the organization. He didn't believe in the front office. This all came out in the interview between KD and Draymond.
Yeah. KD is tainted his own legacy. He's yet, and I'll say this, he's yet to lead his own team to win a title. As far as I'm concerned, those teams that he won those 2 titles on were Steph's team. Okay.
You know what's funny? You know, Steph won a title now, his 4th. This is what people say. But before that, people were saying, "Oh man, KD helped Steph get 3."
No, exactly, FD, and I agree because Steph did it before and Steph did it after. Hey, you know, so.
And in 2015, nobody thought they were going to beat LeBron.
Yeah. So, but you know,
but I'm with Keith straight up. He says Wiseman's only 21. He has plenty of time in his pocket. I believe it. I think he's going to be a dominating big man.
Okay. I think
because I look at Embiid when Embiid came in. I look at Giannis. Giannis came in, and I even look at the Joker.
Right.
And all of those big guys needed some time to start getting some things under their belt. Embiid was drafted hurt, injured.
I think though, FD, is if he has that kind of talent for a Joker and an Embiid and to develop into that, he needs that opportunity. And I'm not sure if Golden State is where he's going to do that.
Yeah, I thought about this hard. When they said they were sending him to the G League, I started thinking, okay, what's the plan when he comes back? Is he just pick and roll?
Right. Yeah, you know, they can't develop him into a loony because he's not loony.
He's not loony.
You know? He's not
and
loony.
Even Looney said that in the interview, like, this guy, he's like, man, in practice, this guy's ability is on a whole nother level. He just kept saying he has to learn the scheme.
Right. So
every game, I listen to all post-game interviews for the Warriors, and I watch almost every interview, and I kind of read between the lines between some stuff that's being said. Like Kuminga, people talk about Kuminga. I think he's going to be a fabulous player. I think he's going to be a great defensive player as well. But Kuminga's only been playing ball for like 2 years.
2 years, right? You know, Kuminga, what they say about him is they talk about the IQ and learning the plays. I don't know how true that is, but they say he has a world of talent. Sometimes he comes to practice late, but you know,
hey, he's coming to practice.
Yeah, you know, again, you got to give these younger guys some time to develop and find themselves and find their way. So, you know,
and you got to talk about too. When you're talking about a 19, 20-year-old, you're talking about a totally different generation of player.
Right. So, You know, like I look back on some of my rookie cards and I'm like, oh, this dude isn't gonna do nothing, da 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 da. But I keep him in a box. 3 years later, he's lighting stuff up. I'm like, oh shoots, I gotta go grade it.
Dude,
So
think about the people that's pulling out Lori stuff right now. Getting
yeah, Laurie marketing. Right. You never know. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I wouldn't call Wiseman or Kaminga a bust or anything like that.
Oh, I've heard. No, that's people that's been shooting me messages saying he's a bust. I laugh every time.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I watch it too. I see he's playing like 17 to 19 minutes a game, and
Well, when the season started, he was rolling with the starters. So he was starting
right.
games. He started.
Okay,
And then his time started diminishing. Then he was on the bench for a couple of games in a row. Him, Kaminga, and Moody not even playing. Then there was an announcement: we're going to take him to the G League. We're going to let Kaminga play. If he's not starting, he's only playing like 7 minutes a game.
Right.
And Moody comes in every now and then. Then you got Lamb. Lamb plays more minutes, but he played.
Yeah.
Lamb plays well in the system. Lamb played with San Antonio, played with another team. Came undrafted out of Vermont. He learned the system, so he can pop and shoot the three. He plays decent defense. Those are the kind of guys that Kerr's like, I'm gonna start that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play him more. We got Love What You Collect here. Erica, what's up? Hey, family. Guys,
Erica, how you doing?
Number love for you,
Right.
Erica.
Love what you collect. Good seeing you.
Yeah, Kuminga's not getting much time either right now.
Yeah.
Big John thinks Wiseman will be fine. So do I. Be patient, people.
We'll see. Yeah.
You got to realize sometimes, like Magic Johnson told a story the other day. He was in an interview with Shannon Sharp that even after he had that championship his rookie season, he went to the finals. Everybody was calling him Tragic Magic.
Right.
And he was making poor decisions with the ball. We show up and we see Hall of Fame. We don't know the course that players had to take. Steph Curry came out, had ankle surgeries for 2 years. People were saying he was a bust. Golden State was thinking about trading him. I mean, there's just so many different players that it almost didn't happen, but it did happen.
But it did. So, we'll see what happens with him. We'll see. FD, I've watched his highlights, and a lot of the highlights that I see is like there's a lot of cuts to the hole in lobs. They throw a lot of lobs to him, and I guess it's the Warriors system. But I'm not able to see like other parts of
You're
his.
not able to see him take the ball in the cup and on the block and make a move. You don't see that.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
You don't see it.
And I don't see that aspect of his game. So that's why I made the comment one time where I was like, I'm not sure if he has a modern NBA game, because I look at the highlights and I look at the system, how they're using him, and I'm like, but I'm sure, if he's in another system, he could blossom and show what he can do, so.
Peep says we all want a 21-year-old Hall of Fame lock. Because I look at players like LaMelo Ball and some other players.
Yeah.
I also have a lot of questions.
Okay. LaMelo? Well, I think LaMelo is really talented. I think he's a ticket draw.
I agree.
I think he's a triple-double threat every time he touches the floor. Mm-hmm. So he's exciting. He has that star quality. His personality off the court.
6 turnovers at point guard.
Yeah, I understand that aspect too.
He's not going to play much defense, and a lot of times he's still going to be down the court where everybody else is on that side of the court. Yeah. Melo's going to take some time off, bro. He's not going to come out here and play 30 minutes and just get after it. That's not what he's not doing that. But he is a ticket draw. He's going to give you some away passes.
Right.
That's what he's going to do. Right? He's going to do some stuff that's flashy.
Yeah.
And also, when Bridges went away, that affected his game.
Yeah. That's true. He does get a lot of hobby love. because
He
of
gets a
that.
lot of hobby love.
Got a lot of hobby love.
He didn't even play well at the end of the season last year. Still getting love.
Right. So yeah, that's how it is with him,
We'll see how it
So
plays out. I mean, he hasn't played
we'll
much
see.
this year. He had 2 ankle sprains, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Let
We'll
me
see
ask you
how
about the future of the hobby. When you look at 2023, what do you kind of predict, foresee? I know you're
Okay.
active. You're around the Bay Area. You're around much more. You travel the country. People should know. Prizmsnthings is not just sitting in the Bay. Like, you go to Atlanta, you go different places. You come to LA
Yes, I
several
do.
times.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you've seen different
So
things. So, what's your take on kind of what's coming up? We're getting ready to slice some turkey. We're about to exchange some gifts at the end of the year. What's coming up in 2023?
for 2023, actually, I think the landscape for the hobby is changing from uh, the frequent flipper landscape to the long-term collector landscape, and people are being more cautious about what they pick up uh, in terms of value. I think also, so you're not able to, it's not gone are the days of picking up a card this week and having it 4x in a couple weeks and selling for a profit. That doesn't happen a lot anymore. So you got to we got to look at more scarce and more rare items to pick up, and there's a lot more thought that we have to put in to make money, or if that's what you're gonna do. For me, I'm like 70% collector, 30% I can sell certain things, but for 2023, I'm gonna go to more shows, but I'm gonna be more selective because there's a plethora of shows. There's a lot of shows going on, and what's happening too is the sponsors are having to pick. There's so many shows, and there's only so much of a budget for sponsors. There's only so many shows that they can attend and support. So again, I'm going to be selective about what shows that I attend, and be cautious about look more about what type of pieces I can pick up in the future. I'd really like to attend the Dallas show. I'm going to hit Culture Collision in 2023. And I'll look at some others. Del Mar, I want to get back to Del Mar. I'll go back down there. Definitely Burbank Car Show. Rob, EJ, and Jay have done that was a great Burbank show. I really enjoyed that. Great show. So I think for on a quarterly basis, I'm going to pick out some really good shows and attend those. And at the same time, I'm going to keep my eyes open for NFL and basketball in terms of rarity and scarcity. Okay, because there's a difference, and I'd like to have both of those when I pick up a piece or pick up a collective card per se. So for 2023, that's what I look at.
I agree with everything that you said to the T.
Okay.
I think that probably matches what I want to do as well.
Right.
You and I talked about Dallas before.
Mm-hmm.
I think going to Dallas after the National.
Right.
We could link up on that. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I think shows. I think there's going to be a lot of shows. You probably might start seeing less of some shows, but Del Mar, Burbank, Dallas, the Bay Area shows that Dion and them has going on. All this stuff is going to be. So, it'd be nice to see. I'm excited about what's coming up in February with Burbank. Excited what's coming up.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. And
I am
Rob,
scare stuff, number stuff, hard to find stuff.
Exactly. Because what it is, FT, is that you can pick up a rare piece, but sometimes depending on what you pick up, and it can be rare, but then again, it could be a rare piece that is seen a lot in the marketplace. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
There's rare pieces. There's so many parallels of certain items that they show up a lot, but a combination of rare and scarce is powerful, because scarce it doesn't show up in the marketplace every month or every 2 months. Scarce is
So
something
you
that
cannot
comes
have
up.
a comp sale for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So we look at that combination and see how that pans out. So
Like I don't take this prospecting rookies. Grade your cards to get money. Look for good raw cards to grade. These are all good things.
yeah.
Prizmsnthings. Things. Pete said he's in the Bay Area. How did he get a hold of you, man? He found you.
You could you could touch me. You could go to my IG page, Prizmsnthings. Hit me a DM there, and I like to go to the Bay Area card shows. The one we just had in San Francisco. I was there. That was a pretty good. It was a well attended show, and not sure how many transactions and what were done, but it was well attended. So yeah, I go out to Dion's show also. I also go to the Collected. That's another show that comes on in the Bay. That's really a good one to attend. So yeah, you could find me there and hit me on Instagram.
It's really cool. It'd be cool for y'all to get together. Pete has always supported the channel here on
Yeah.
live, putting in comments. It'd be good for you all to get together. And
Oh
Pete,
yeah.
I want to come to the Bay Area again.
Uh-huh.
Probably sooner than later.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you get together, please let me know because I would love to know that.
Yeah, it'll be cool. That'll be cool to meet up with you peeps and touch base.
Oh yeah. So one last question I got for you: do you grade cards? If you do, who do you grade with?
I do grade cards, but I have for the past 5 years I have an account with PSA, so I send my own cards out for grading, and I've been doing that ever since. So I have my own process of evaluating raw cards before sending them out to PSA to get graded. So it's PSA all the way. There's some for me, PSA has, as it stands right now, has the best return value on a card, given that's a PSA 10 or whatnot. So I stick with it. There's some others where it's SGC 10s have made a strong following also. But yeah, I stick with PSAs. There's some rare cards like I got that gold optic SGA. That's a BGS. So there's certain rare cards that you just pick up
Well,
and
you
hold
got a
on to.
gold optic. You got a gold optic what?
Okay, a gold optic rated rookie Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's a great card.
Yeah. Because with optic, the things with optic is the on-card autos are nice. If you find a good on-card auto, I love the on-cards. So yeah, that's one of them that I have for SGA, and that's a great card. I like it. I love it.
Great card. His market has exploded.
Yes, it's
I'll
gone
tell you
up. Yeah,
his market has blown up.
gone up.
I saw a card the other day that was up. I think it was up 423%. SGA.
I was watching his silver PSA 10 because that's a low gem rate on his silver PSA 10s, and it's gone. It was selling for like 300. Now it's selling for like 489, close to 500. So certain things are going up, but yeah, his stuff is definitely on the up and up.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait to see what his season is like. He has this. Yeah. He can score the basketball easily. Like it's just.
Oh man, it's what I say. FD is he's a low impact type of a player, but he's crafty and he knows how to fill up the stat sheet. He can shoot. I'm looking at his 3-point percentage right now. Currently, year to date, it's about 40%. It's so yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. I just think he just needs to be able to get that team in a winning up in the winning column. I think Josh Giddey is really great too. I think Josh Giddey is another one.
It's an old school kind of thing. He's a facilitator.
Right, right. So we could get if Shea can get the right pieces around him and they get some good ones going on. Sky's the limit, man.
It almost looks like the worst trade ever, where the Clippers trading him for Paul George.
They gave up too many draft picks for
Draft
him.
picks, everything
Oh
for
my
this young
goodness, man,
It's wow.
that
like,
was
wow.
that was wild. So
I was looking at it the other
know.
day. I sent it to JD, like, what was this? And he tried to joke and say, "Oh, it's an excellent trade." It's like, man, this thing is horrible.
Oh man, no. At that time, when he was averaging 10.8 points per game, they were like, "Oh, we don't know what he's going to do." But
I don't know what this guy, and probably
Yeah.
CP3 was like, "Yeah, let's get this guy out of here."
yeah, but that's unfortunate, man. Who said
He was
that?
projected to be a star. Laurie was projected to be a star. He averaged 12.5 points a game his rookie year. Just took some time.
Yeah, he didn't.
Keep saying he'll hit you up soon. It'd be good for y'all to get together.
Sounds good.
So now, Prizmsnthings, you know we got to have you on again.
Oh yeah, totally. Let me know, FD. I look forward to it. It's always great conversating with you, whether on the show or in the comments, because I get in the comments and I.
A goal for me when we started the lives was to bring people out of the comments who bring insightful comments, and I love when I may say something and people challenge me. I love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't want people that's out here like, yeah, FD, I agree with you.
No.
So I want people like yourself. There are a few others. We've had Loco on briefly for a live. I want to pull more people out that I think are good representatives of the hobby. They're active in the hobby. They kind of move around the space, and they can bring a perspective that some other people may not hear. But they're like you talking about. You made some moves on SGA early,
right?
Before
Exactly.
all the hype, before people start talking about it.
Yeah. Exactly. You got to do that. So, there's some others and prospects that I see that I keep in my back pocket. I don't say it much or share it, but
I do the same.
They can pop off and you like you said, FD, you have your eye test. I do the same, man. So
and somebody has to take the torch of the NBA. Steph is not going to play forever. LeBron, we see, is almost about out the door. Somebody has to take the torch and take this thing on. Who's it going to be? And I believe in today's environment where kids going to school for a short period of time and then coming out, or having coaches that allow them to keep shooting the same jump shot the bad way until they get somewhere else, you're going to have some development years. You're going to have more teams sending people down to the G League more than just Golden State.
Right.
Like tonight, Golden State got destroyed, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's look at some stats here. Oh, they're still getting destroyed. It's 97-65.
Right.
Let's see who's the leading scorer for the Golden State Warriors. Who has 26 points? That's what we thought would happen. I was actually looking for 40.9.
Yeah.
I was looking for. He still has one quarter left. Oh no, this game is over. So they lost 128-83. But I still say, why would you put those out there and let them get destroyed like that? I think that's good. I think now when Kerr is talking in practice about what he needs, I think people can remember 128-83.
Okay.
Right? Instead of saying, "Oh man, coach, I'm a baller, coach. Put me out there." I put you out there. It was 128-83.
No, I think Poole is talented. I think he has a world of talent, but that defensive aspect and whatnot, I think he struggled with the playoffs too.
His defense can be very suspect at times.
Right.
And even on the offense, man, his turnovers. Slow down.
Right.
Slow down.
Yeah. And I think he gets too carried away about hitting deep threes from half court and all the time, So
now you can do that when Steph's on the court. Players on the court.
But
Wiggins is on the court, but now all eyeballs on you.
on you, when you're the number one option, you got to be responsible for everybody. So it's a different ball game. That's why I like SGA, because he takes that number one spot and shoulders the responsibility of the team, and they still get wins. So you got to be able to learn how to do that as a number one option. So
the only question I have is when Chet comes back, does his role change? That's the question I've had since day one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Maybe he keeps running it, and Chet's a complimentary player. But they drafted about Wiseman. They drafted Chet pretty high.
Yeah, we have to see how that foot heals and everything. We'll have to see if he's top notch and he heals properly and he's young and whatnot.
Because originally, I'm gonna see what I thought when they drafted Chet. I thought they were gonna move SGA after about a year or so to another team. SGA has come out balling, so he probably has people thinking quite differently now than what they were thinking before. And Giddey can play together. I think Giddey can play with a lot of people. He's that kind of player. So I don't know. Chet better come with it, because we have seen what SGA can do.
Exactly. So
hey, wait, real quick. What do you think about Wemby coming out of France? 7'5", hands, 2'3".
He looks great. He can shoot. He can put it on the floor. My only thing about that, FD, is that with big men that move like that and have that lateral quickness, sometimes they get foot problems, like happened with Chet. Okay, KD has been lucky and he hasn't had to deal with that, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch and see with him. He looks great. He looks like a great prospect and everything. We'll see.
I agree.
The other person too that's starting to, and he's tall, just like Wembanyama, is Bol has been filling up the stat sheet in Orlando.
I think the Orlando coach just said that he's going to be a starter now.
Right. So I see him.
How long it took him to develop.
So again, with Wembanyama, we'll see how that develops, man. Once he stays healthy, the sky's the limit with that skill set that he has, man. Can shoot it. He could take you one-on-one. Wow, So
can he bang? Get bang, hit the ground, get up, be okay for 82 games a season. Right now, we see almost every ally, he's almost shooting on air.
Right. My thing is, can he be physical with a Giannis? when he faces a Giannis or whomever, But we'll have to see, But we'll see how that pans out for him. But I'm not signing off on him yet. We'll see. He's filling up the stat sheet, but I think when he gets to the league, I'm gonna still do my same process with him. And
I go back to the highlight of Shaq's son. Sharif was playing defense on locking him up.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, I'll send you that clip, sir, as soon as we get off.
Oh, yeah, please do. Please do.
Wemby is going left to right. Sharif is right in his grill. He goes to baseline in the corner, tries to shoot a jumper. Sharif is right up in his face.
Ooh, man.
And Sharif, one of his highest qualities is defensive play.
His defensive play, right. So, I don't know. When he gets to the league and finds some of the defensive stalwarts or whoever it is he matches up with, it's a test. So we'll see what he can do.
But, and Taco Fall is doing well overseas. We'll see if that can translate to NBA.
Yep. FD. One last thing is was hilarious. It was hilarious, but Dwight Howard went to play in Taiwan, and he dropped in 38 points, 19 rebounds, whatever. Shooting threes. Oh man!
But the key word is that he's playing in Taiwan.
Exactly. Right.
But it was good to see him. I know he's doing what the cool part is. He's able to do stuff over there that he would never. We're talking about systems,
right?
And what's expected of you. Dwight would never be able to do that now in the NBA.
Exactly.
His offensive game, he showed when they went in the bubble, he could shoot some threes. He has that
Right.
ability. He was still a guy who was averaging crazy points and took the Orlando, broke up that thing with LeBron and Kobe, took Orlando to the finals. Like Dwight has
Right.
game. He's another guy who suffered from lower back injuries.
Yeah,
But he has
exactly.
game. So I'm happy for him that he was able to be over there. You know, he was talking at one point about wanting to come to Golden State. That's
Uh-huh.
wild.
Man, well, we'll see. But again, yeah, when again with the system, and that's the other thing too. It's once you get in, once you if you're restricted from a system and you get into another one, the abilities of the player is multiplies sometimes. So yeah, that's why sometimes you got. Uh-huh.
No, go ahead.
That's why sometimes you really have to not make a quick judgment on a player because they could be subject to a bad system. Now, if that player moves from one system to another system to another system and he's still not performing, then now we got a problem. You're not doing well. But
that's the same thing in football, basketball.
Right.
Historically,
Right.
we've even seen it in baseball.
Yeah. Like say for instance, right? Andy Dalton. I've seen him in Cincinnati. I've seen him now in New Orleans. He's playing a little bit better.
He's just not good.
But
Man.
I've seen him in Dallas. And so my judgment on Andy Dalton is I've seen him in 3 different systems and he's still average.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy, no, that's why, I'm not sold on him.
Well, this is what I always say. The quarterback position is one of the hardest things to play in any sport.
Right.
And it's only a few who have the ability to put the last play behind them, look forward into the future, and as a quarterback, actually read the defense. Like I'm sitting here watching right now, Kyler Murray's hurt. He's not playing tonight.
Oh man, yeah, he's not. Yeah, what's that? Colt McCoy playing?
He's washed from the beginning.
Yeah, he's been in the league a minute too.
Yeah, bro, you don't even have a chance. Colt McCoy backed up Vince Young at Texas.
Ooh, wow, and he's still in the league.
Still running around collecting these checks. We should do a segment one time on who's picking up these checks. Not doing much more. Picking up the checks.
There's a lot of second string quarterbacks that shouldn't be in the league. It's
Think about Chase Daniels. Chase Daniels is now backing up Herbert. I think he has 1 or 2. I know he had a Super Bowl ring behind in New Orleans.
In New Orleans,
this
right?
Guy's been checks for years. Came out of Mizzou, average quarterback at Mizzou.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's true. That's so true. Man, so that's why certain people say, hey, why can't Kaepernick come in and play? Because he's better than a lot of these second string quarterbacks in the league. However, it is, Kaepernick has a different problem other than his ability. It's the political aspect that teams just don't want to take a chance on him.
Yep.
So, yeah,
that
happens. There's a lot of guys in the league stealing money, man.
Stealing money from bank robberies every day.
Every game.
Ski mask way, right?
You got it.
Prizmsnthings, bro. I appreciate you being here. And you've seen in the intro, we got to get you an intro. So I'm going to ask you, Prizmsnthings, who you rolling with?
I'm rolling with FD.
I appreciate you, sir. We'll definitely have you on again. What is this? End of November? Probably by the beginning of the year. We'll try to have you back on again, sir.
Oh, no doubt. Anytime, FD. Just hit me up, man. Totally.
All right, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. I know you're out and about. We always want your perspective from what you see at shows, from what you see in a hobby.
Exactly.
I can't wait to see you at a show soon in the future here.
All right. Likewise. All right, FD. Thanks again. It's been a pleasure.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.